Hey there everyone, this is William with CommanderCast.com, and we're recording game number 1 for the Mirage edition of the Alpha build with Avacyn, Guardian Angel. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We got Workshop, Fellwarstone. Actually, yeah, I think I can make this work. Just because of the Workshop. So today we are up against Bruna, Light of Alabaster, Karametra, God of Harvest, kind of underrated, and Runa the Hidden Realm, and our good friend Breffin, back again. Alright then, so let's see, currently on the mulligan decision. So with this hand, we're probably going to be looking to go into I want to say a turn 1 Hollow Mine would be alright. Actually, no. Even better. We can use the Forward Stone to, wait, no. Damn it! It can only make mana that the land opponent produces controls. So I do want to lead off with the Mishra's Workshop. I would love to, lead up, chain it into a Forward Stone, but that's kind of awkward when no one else has any lands. So you know what? Just go with just the Howling Mind. That's a little awkward. Just a little bit. That would have been a great first turn. Otherwise, oh well. First turn Howling Mind is going to be pretty good for us, because we're going to start drawing all the cards. Howling Mind's just been, a staple effect for us. It's never a card that I rarely want until it comes down to just me and one other person. I don't actually want them getting cards. And it's part of the reason why we still have Winter Orb in the deck. Winter Orb is still a good card on its own, but it's a 4-mana artifact. And this is going to be our first real game to just kind of let us know if the 2-drop rocks help us get to that turn 4 a lot faster. Obviously, having the Mishra's Workshop helps a lot. At least on turn 1. Let's see. Honestly, the Workshop's going to get most of its value when we get to Mirrodin. That's going to be quite a while at best, because we're doing, a set every 2 weeks. It's going to be a few blocks. 1996. I want to say Mirrodin came out around 2002, so we've got another 6 years, about 3 sets a year, estimating. So we got another 18, 36 weeks, 4 months a week. It's going to be like 9 months before we can get to Mirrodin. Holy crap. How about that? Ah well, we're still upgrading this deck 1 set at a time. So Bruno leading off with the Shockland, Karametra leading off with Plains, Rune going with Forest. And then we'll probably just go into Fellwarstone, although there really isn't anything else we can do after that. Like, the good news is, all 3 of our opponents are playing white. So no matter who leaves what, our Fellwarstone does tap for white. And that's nice, I guess. Let's see, we also have 2 of our removal spells. We've got Reprisal and Divine Offering, so we've got very good removal. With the Fellwarstone and a Plains, we can make sure that we can cast it on turn 2, so we don't lose a lot of tempo. Of course, it's going to depend on what we draw here with Howling Mine. Oh, and it looks like, let's see, I wouldn't be surprised if everyone had this. So we lost Flight of Fancy, Thragtusk, Council's Judgment. Okay. We're going to auto you to this Howling Mine. We do get a Neverwhelm's Disc, which, because of the Workshop, makes it nice. We got Wrath of God. Alright then, so go ahead and drop the Fellwarstone. And I don't need to play anything else. We're just going to pass turn on this. Yep. So we do get to keep up the Divine Offering and the Reprisal now. We're just in a better position to take advantage of the Howling Mine because of that Mishra's Workshop. Everyone else had to discard a card, so that's actually a net advantage for us. Because even though it gives them that little bit of filtering, they're the ones who actually have to discard cards until they can play stuff. And Battle Mastery. Which, actually, now that I remember Bruna, that's actually not a downside for her, because she can actually get them back from the graveyard. So, for her, that's poopy. It's a Spirit of the Labyrinth. It's a Spirit of the Labyrinth that ironically enough, dodges both Divine Offering and Reprisal. That is actually unfortunate. I mean, we did get to draw one extra card off of Howling Mine. So, eh. But that sucks. And we want Wrath of God, then, you know, there's just no value in it, I guess. I guess we can just play stuff at normal speed. We only have 3 mana. There's not a lot we can actually play out right now. I kind of want to get the Neverknow's Disc out, just because we're having such a slow start. Maybe it'll draw out some removal. We can pass turn after that. I should have used the Fellwar Stone first, though. Yeah, I should have used the Fellwar Stone to pay for that disc. And now we've got Rhystic Study. Okay. I mean, Bruno's fine with drawing an extra card a turn. Like, it's still only 1 card per turn thanks to that Spirit of the Labyrinth. So Howling Mine has just been negated. I can play the Wrath of God, but I want to have a little bit more for it. Reclamation Sage, that's... Let's see, it's probably going to get rid of the Neverknow's Disc. Unless it wants to get rid of the Rhystic Study. Rhystic Study actually gets around the Spirit of the Labyrinth. There we go, yeah. So is this going to be like Green-White Hate Bears? Oh yeah, Spirit Labyrinth's coming after me. Yeah, it's probably just going to be Green-White Hate Bears. It's actually not bad, considering that Karametric basically draws you a card off of that. For each Hate Bear. So now we got Ruin coming out. And it's going to be Kodama's Reach. And we can F6 through that, because we don't have anything to interact with. Let's see, note to self, fill up water after this game. Alright, now back to us. We've got reverse damage, and we're out of lands, which is part of why we needed our Howling Mine. And we don't even have... And we have 3, so we don't even have enough for a Wrath of God. This is really awkward. I'm just going to have to pass turn. The other awkward thing is that Neverknow's Disc is actually going to potentially blow up our Howling Mine. So I guess we can just keep it up as a Rattlesnake for now. Unless Karametric is intentionally poking us to try and force us to blow the disc. Ah, the one time where you need enchantment removal and you don't have it because you only have artifact removal. Oh, sorry. Ah, well. The Spirit of the Labyrinth actually is a very powerful card, just in general. There's so many decks that want to keep drawing cards and drawing multiple cards a turn, that the Spirit of the Labyrinth can actually come down early enough and keep certain decks in the loop. Like the red-white... It'd be one that I'd put in my red-white Aurelia deck. Because that's not a deck that actually draws cards. It exiles... It uses stuff like the Siege... the Outpost Siege and the Chandra to exile cards, and that's basically how it draws cards. So it actually gets around Spirit of the Labyrinth. I like that quite a bit. And now we've got Howling Mine, trigger on stack. Okay, Karametric thought that she was in main phase. Okay, so now we're going to see land. And I basically have nothing here either. Like, I'm not going to use a reverse damage on the Spirit of the Labyrinth. And, yep, Spirit of the Labyrinth's coming at me again. And Rex Stage is going at Bruna. At least she's splitting up the damage. No? Or is she just going to leave him back to block? Let's see. The fact that Vidugazi Guildmage is here worries me just a tad. Oh no, swinging both of them at Bruna. Actually, that's not bad. Bruna's a very powerful combo commander. And even though I have a Neverknow's Disc up, I would rather not have to use it. Let's see, there is the potential that seeing all the auras hit the graveyard is what triggered Karametra to put out Spirit of the Labyrinth. Didn't want Bruna basically getting free auras. Bruna is very, very powerful. Makes me wonder if we'll see a Bruna in Eldritch Moon. And there's Rune. Rune doesn't have a lot of targets right now. Let's see, what Rune could start doing is they could start blanking out the Spirit of the Labyrinth at the end of Karametra's turn, so that Rune draws an extra card every turn. Spirit comes back. Basically, Rune's the only one who gets to draw 2 cards a turn. That'd actually be worth 2 mana a turn. Yeah, some pretty good value. Alright then, so they're going into combat, but we're not going to really do anything here. Like I said, we're saving our reprisal for just the stupid big stuff, including Bruna. Divine Offering doesn't really have any targets right now. Right now we just need to hit a land. Ideally, we would hit land tax. Hey! That helps out. Now we have 4 mana, and yeah, we need to draw more cards. So using a Wrath of God, it'll slow down Rune, it'll get rid of the Spirit. Stonecloaker. When it enters the battlefield, return a creature. Ah! Foiled again. When it enters the field, it's going to exile a card. Probably exiling Battle Mastery with Flight of Fancy, I would imagine. Yeah, this is going to be green white hate bears. The Stonecloaker is a fantastic combo piece with Karametra. Getting rid of the Flight of Fancy, which you can. Let's see it. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Yeah. And I'm going to F6 through this. It's going to bounce the Spirit of the Labyrinth. If he wants to keep us off draw. Although it's not bad to want to bounce the Rex Sage either. The other option is to actually bounce the Stonecloaker. Get back one of the... Just keep stuff... No, it's the Rex Sage. Okay, I'm okay with that. Because, let's see, as long as they don't hit the Howling Mine. Actually, you just have to give up potential draws off of Howling Mine. Careful considerations. Target player draws 4 cards, discard 3 cards. If you cast a spell during your main phase, then you only have to discard 2 cards instead. Ooh, that's really good. So then, we've also got, see, they lost Spear Mantle, Stratus Walk, Sage's Revere, which, let's face it, in a Bruna deck, you're not really losing it. Let's see. Bruna costs 6, though, so they're not going to be able to cast Bruna this turn. And we got a Dust Bowl. The unfortunate bit is that Karametra just lost her Temple Garden off of Dust Bowl. That's unfortunate. And is Bruna just going to F6 here? Yeah, Bruna F6s. Okay, so Howling Mine, drawing Karametra an extra card. Will that loss of land suddenly make her want to keep Howling Mine out? Or not? Typically, a green-white deck has trouble drawing cards because of that white aspect. You can draw cards off of your creatures with the green, but I don't know. I just hope she doesn't hit the Howling Mine. We desperately need our drawing power if we want to be in this game. We've only got 4 mana. We have ways to interact. We need at least 1 more if we want to use Jabari's Influence. So right now, that's not even on the table. See, right now we have Reverse Damage, Divine Offering, Reprisal. We can't even use any of them right now. Yep. So, Rex Sage is going to hit the stack. It's going to be one of mine. Might even be the Nevermoral's Disc just because I'm tapped out. Okay, yeah, it's the Nevermoral's Disc. I'm actually okay with that. Nevermoral's Disc eats a target. Howling Mine's going to stay on the field. we're going to get to draw some cards and get replacements. And we have the Archegivian Archaeologist in here somewhere. Then Karamatch is going to follow suit in F8. So now we head over to Room. So let's see. Because first turn Howling Mine, I don't get to draw that card. Everyone else does. I've drawn one card. Everyone else has drawn like 2 or 3 cards. I thought I F8'd. Is it because of the Mishra's Workshop? Okay, we've got a Moat. Moat is definitely something we can play. Don't know that I actually want to play it though. We have to play something, otherwise we're just going to start discarding stuff, and I'd rather not discard. I can play the Moat and keep early aggression off of me, but that's just going to give Bruno more time to set up. This is really bad. If any of these were an artifact, the Mishra's Workshop would help us out. I actually don't want to play the Moat right now, which would mean I would have to discard. That's probably going to be Pearl Dragon, because I need the Akashian Town to set up the Hand of Justice later. Yeah, we're just going to go straight to our end phase. So, yeah, we're just going to have to discard our dragon. Wait, hold on, what? Holy crap, we had 7 cards in hand. I wasn't paying attention. I wasted all that time trying to decide for nothing. Alright then. So, lucky for us, we're not in a use it or lose it state just yet. There's Mesa Enchantress. And we do have Reprisal in Divine Offering. It's Flicker Form. Flicker Form on the Mesa Enchantress, so Bruna is going to get the draw card off that, but she's not going to be able to keep the mana up for the Flicker Form. She's doing that in 1 turn. Alright, so now we go up to, let's see. We're lagging just a little bit behind time. So we'll have to be a little snappier with our decision making. The good news is the 25 minutes does force everyone to be a lot snappier and a little more focused with their decks. Maybe if I actually choose to play some more casual games. Ooh, Ablationing on Rex Stage to draw some cards. That's not bad. I've certainly done that when something was about to die, but not until it was about to die. Oblation will be one that we'll want in our 3 slot. That would probably replace Afterlife. And there's also the thought that it could end up removing some of the, well, I don't know. I'm okay with Sorcery Speed removal as long as it's exiling. Okay, so now there's Mom. Alright. Yeah, I really think this is just going to be Green-White Hate Bears. I would have to see, like, a real dedicated Hate Bear piece, though. Spirit of the Labyrinth is actually just good on its own. So nothing for the fear just yet. I want to put on the Preemptive Strike, though. Moat is more better for Bruna right now. And if we do hit land, I would want to keep up Jabari's influence, which means we'd still have to discard a dragon. There's the Evolving Wilds. Rune's currently on all basics. It's not often you actually see a 3-card deck manage to go all basics like this. Alright then. So, Tristana can actually attack here. The fact that there's a populate theme in Rune tells me that there's probably going to be stuff like Armada Worm, Thragtusk. Basically anything that's going to make a token winner's play. It's actually a very nice synergy, and I like Tristani. Tristani's like the ultimate soul sister. But now here's the question. Do we actually end up drawing lands? And Tristani going at Karametra? Not my first choice. Would have gone after the Bruno. Bruno's got just a little bit more of an advantage engine right now. Actually, no, not even just a little bit. She actually just has an advantage engine in Mesa Enchantress. Alright then, so nothing we can do about that. We do get Afterlife though, and another land! Yeah! So I do want to use this Afterlife. Give her the Mesa Enchantress now before they can start just drawing all the cards. It's also going to stop that Flicker form. Mesa Enchantress is still a very viable option for just Voltroning up. Because the enchantments are already replacing themselves, so you just keep stacking and stacking and stacking, and the power comes from the enchantments themselves. Also, it's better than just discarding a card. And let's see, again, Divine Offering, Reprisal, nothing of those hits anything. We do really need to see our land tax. No, not even a land tax. What I want to see is Library of Lang. That's what I want to see most of all. Now, the only downside to having Highly Mine auto-queued is that if we were to draw into Enlightened Tutor with our first draw, we wouldn't be able to, hold the priority, use it in order to draw into that Library of Lang. And the Spirit's coming at me, that's fair enough. He can poke me for one. She can send that little Spirit buddy at me. Is there a way to custom pick which tokens are defaulted here? Because if there are, I really need to get this set to the original Innistrad Ghost. Chosen by Heliod. When there's a field, draw a card. Yeah, so it looks like all the enchantments virtually replace themselves in this deck. It's funny that Rune says that I'm enjoying my new cards because until I can get some more lands, I'm not enjoying them nearly as much. As soon as we hit more artifacts, though. Actually, I should probably take a look at how many artifacts we have in the deck right now. Mystery Workshop is still really good for this deck, especially with the mana rocks we have. There's just a concern about how useful it's actually going to be until we get those equipment from Mirrodin. Oh, back with the Rex Sage. I wonder what's going to blow up this time. It's probably going to hit the Howling Mine. Which sucks. Honestly, there's a thought that I could have played the Moat just to kind of distract him from the Howling Mine. That wouldn't have been bad. I don't want to play the Moat just to spite him. Be like, ha! Look at what you could have blown up if you had saved your Rex Stage instead of trying to blow up our Howling Mine. Unless he's trying to blow up the Chosen? No, there's no way to blow up the Chosen. Yeah, they're getting rid of the Howling Mine. That's unfortunate. We're back to drawing just a single card a turn. We needed that card flow to just dig for lands. What do they have against Howling Mine, huh? They get to draw cards too. I am glad that we were getting this art in Eternal Masters, though. That is very, very relevant for me. I think it might be a rare, though? Ah, well, we can try and get this back with the Argivian archaeologist later. And there's a scavenging news. Lovely. Well, at this point, I think we are putting up the moat. Just can't really afford to tank hits, I think. Not with us. Not with as no lands as we're drawing. Well then, with that said, we've got nothing else this turn. We still have Reprisal and Divine Offering if we need them, but so far... It's not that they're bad cards, it's just that we're not playing against the decks where they're particularly relevant. Reprisal is going to be relevant, though. Just give enough time. The other good news is that no one's playing black, so say for an artifact creature, Jabbar's Influence can literally grab just about any creature. Rune does kind of counter that a little bit. If we try and take anything from Rune, Rune can blink it back out and get it back. See, we've got 5. We would need 1 more in order to drop our Pearl Dragon. So we'll let our next turn decide what we do. We get a land, Pearl Dragon. If not, we're dropping the moat. And that's really going to be our thing, is we're going to be looking at walling up the ground and just heading to the skies. So moat might become part of the focus here. Because I was thinking we'd replace Pearl Dragon with a card that we get next set. But if we want to focus on flyers, then Pearl Dragon is actually a necessity. And there's Voice of Resurgence. Voice comes out, just not... Oh, that's right, yeah. Because it's going to make tokens, and then Tristani can populate those tokens. Those tokens continuously get bigger. It's not bad. Wow, this is going to just be... Wow. Cackling Counterpart already going for the copy. Oh, and then you can just start populating Voice of Resurgence clone tokens. That's not bad either. And Rune left up the 3 mana so that they can populate at instant speed. Yep, this just got a little out of hand. I feel completely justified in dropping the moat now. Yep. They're not going to assume it's your sign. Rune is not going to assume it's your sign. Nope, not at all. We do get Felden's Cane, though, and that's very helpful. We're dropping the moat. And we have 7 cards in hand still. I can actually use the Mistress Workshop to play the Felden's Cane. But I feel like I would want to wait until I have more cards in there. There's no real rush to play Felden's Cane right now. Plus, Karametra probably won't be expecting Felden's Cane. With that being the case, there are many, many auras in this graveyard that the Scooz is going to have to start nomming. So then, with that said, well, I'm going to go ahead and hold up the 1 planes. Yep, and then we'll just start F6ing through everyone's turn. Yeah, that works. So now we're going to go back to Bruna. Bruna is currently the only one who can actually attack everyone with that flyer. But if it gets bigger, we'll be able to reprisal it later. Having to reprisal a spirit. Boo. She's already ready to suit it up. She's got the 4, 5. Is she going to go? Day of Judgment. Blow up all the things. So then Tristani response clones this. Mother Runes gives protection to Skoos, because why not, I guess. Tristani populating. And we are F6 through this turn. So, there's the commonplace wrath that you see so very often. Now, 3 tokens are going to be made from that, and they're all going to be 3/3s. Like I said, it's very nice wrath insurance. Makes me wish I hadn't sold my voice. That actually would have been really, really cool. Could have used that in the Soul Sisters Wrath build I had, but nope, it's gone. Oh, maybe I can get one later. Get some Puka Trade stuff going. So, Bruna passes over to Karametra. Karametra's having a hard time getting lands going. I think she actually just needs to cast herself. Karametra needs to hit that board. Oracle Moldau, that's fine. Like I said. Then looks like Karmic Guide is going to be up next. Make the itty bitty small. Yep. Karametra really should be dropping herself right now. Granted, she would have had to discard a card, and that's never good. But she needs more lands. And you can't play all these cards in your hand if you don't have your lands. There's our Karmic Guide. Get back the Tristani, I want to imagine. Yeah, she is going to grab Tristani. Turns those elements into 5/5s. Fortunately, those 5/5s can't attack, although I imagine they'd be going over at Bruna or Karametra for that, rather than us. So currently in the moat, keeping Rune at bay. And hey, it's a land! Yay, lands! That makes me happy. So now we can go ahead and, let's see, we can either drop the Akashian Town or the Pearl Dragon. Akashian Town's better right after we've played Hand of Justice, since they don't have to have... It's fine if they've just come into play. So we'll drop out Pearl Dragon. And we'll F8 after that. And for clarity, the Karametra player used Mother of Runes to give protection just so they could F8 through the rest of the turn. Which, hey, we're going to go ahead and do that too. So now we're F8 as well. There's no instant speed artifacts shenanigans we can do. I mean, I guess you could have like a Shimmer Mirror, but we don't. And I have a sneaky suspicion Rune knows that we don't have Shimmer Mirror. There's Bruna. 2 men open. Is it for Greaves? Is it for Das Boots? No, it's not. Alright then, so... Reprisal? Reprisal. Let's see, take a look at all these triggers. Battle Mastery, Stress Walk, Spear Mantle, Armored Ascension, Flicker Form, Miss Enchantress. The fact that Rune is getting really big, though, worries me just a little bit. Possibly not aimed at us. But with Bruna, I just don't want to let her on tap. Not with a potential Flicker Form coming back. Because then none of our damage just hits her ever. And we just hit 6 mana too. Lotus Cobra. Like I said, Karametra would have been really good right now. Sometimes you have to take a small tempo loss, like discarding a card, to just get some sort of push and power going. Like Karametra is going to start pick up steam now that she's just hit 2 lands off of her Oracle Moldiah. But even so, that required a little bit of a luck. Looks like right now they have 1 floating. They can play the forest. Yeah, they have a forest on top of the library, so they should play that. Yep. Cobra's going to trigger. And they really need to go into Karametra right now just to sustain lands, be able to play the bigger spells. They're probably stuck in their hand right now. Plus, you're at 7 cards, so you don't have to worry about discarding. Alright, let's see if they're going for it. No, it's going to be Karmic Guide. Really think it should have been Karametra. The value off of that her is just way too good not to do it. So, what are you going to get? You're going to get Mom, Scoos, I don't think Spirit of the Labyrinth helps right now. Going to grab Stonecloaker. You see, it just would have been so much better if Karametra was already out. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they have in their hand, but you just chained a bunch of cards together. That could have gotten you a lot more lands out. Which lets you keep casting your spells. Granted, the draw power isn't there anymore because they got rid of Howling Mine to keep their hand going. Yes, Sir Angel really is the better creature. So, Stonecloaker is going to come in. It's going to bounce something back. Probably the Karmic Guide. I mean, it could also bounce itself back, which is fine. Okay, so gonna get rid of Sage's Revere from the graveyard. I really do think it's gonna bounce Karmic Guide because then they can get a Scoos. With all these bouncing shenanigans, you need Karametra to help fuel it. Like what? They would have gotten 1, 2 lands off. Let's see. There's the Oracle. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 Rampant Growths that you miss out on because you didn't play Karametra first. Yeah. Karametra is part of the reason why I want to build a lands version of Carador, actually. The general version would be really cool for Omnath, but I really prefer the Avacyn one, because then you can still play stuff like Worm Harvest, you can still play Titania and Gitrog Monster, but you get the added bonus of Reliquary, of Knight of the Reliquary. So flashing back, Cackling Counterpart. to make a copy of Karma Guide, which will bring back the, guess what? Probably the Voice of Resurgence. Although, you don't leave a lot of mana open unless you have a land for turn. The Kiora's Follower can untap a forest, but Rune has to have a third option here. Also, let's just keep in mind those elementals are now 8/8s. And our moat's the only thing keeping Rune from just destroying everyone right now. It's also a token, so Justine can populate that too. That's actually kind of disgusting. Doesn't look like they have that second land, though. So Justine won't be able to populate this turn. They're going to Path Exile Bruna. 2 mana, Ward of Lights. Ha ha! That's some tech. That does make another token, though. And, whoa! Rune got this. Rune's at 60 life. Rune is at 60 life. Then Water Lights is going to fall off. Water Lights is something we just added too. How about that? Alright, so we do get another land. Always good to get more land. More land equals more good. Okay, the question now, though, becomes, do we reprisal Bruna now? Honestly, I don't think we need to. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in that graveyard. We've got Armored Ascension, Misenchanted Flicker Form, Day of Judgment chosen by Heliod. It's going to be on attack, so we're going to find out where it's going to start with. I'm not a fan of it, but I am going to pass turn on this. Actually, no, just kidding. We're going to poke. Let's poke Rune, actually. Actually, no. You know what? The Karametra got rid of our Howling Mine. It's their fault. We'll send a dragon their way. And if this invites trouble our way, well... eh. See, George can only be cast after combat. Relevant. So, oh goodness, Karametra is down to 9 minutes? This has not been kind to her. She's trying to decide whether she's blocking that or her connection is just horrid. Well then, let's go ahead and do a small time leap. Alright then, so after that small little time leap, we are back, we are punching face for 4, we're dealing damage, and we're passing our turn. And we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope for the best with Bruna here. Depending on who she swings at. She could go after Rune because Rune is scary. With all these duders that currently can't attack because of my moat. Can swing for me and kill and then die on the crackback. Yeah, there's compulsive research. Oh, I wouldn't do 4-1 script right about now. Could swing at Karametra. So, what are they going to discard? It's basically just drawing extra cards. Looks like they got rid of a Celestial Mantle and Traveler's Cloak. I feel like someone's going to die. That one's going to Ruin. And let's see, 4 mana? So everything's going to happen. Everything's going to get big. I am going to let Bruna do massive damage to Rune. The question just becomes, how do I want to sequence this? Because now she has Ward, Protection from Creatures, Commander, chooses Planes. The Ward of Lights is actually really, really relevant right now. I did not think about that. Chooses green for Ward of Lights. Okay. Then, so far we're okay. Yeah, because she has Protection from Green, Protection from Creatures, and Double Strike and Planeswalk. Jabari's Influence isn't going to work on this. Which means... which one do we want to die to? Crap. You know what? Let's go ahead and do our part. Oh wait, no. Not Divine Offering. Alright, let's go ahead and save Rune over here. Reprisal. Yep, there's the Flicker form. Then we're just going to F6 through the rest of the turn. Then they're going to draw some cards. Basically refill their hand. Yep, and they're just going to draw a lot more cards. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on Bruna because I have a feeling she's going to suddenly get protection from white. Protection from creatures, Planeswalk. Yeah, no, it's still protection from green. Alright then, so... it's a very, very scary Bruna. And the fact that they were going to gain life off of that just makes it worse. Like, dear God, this is Super Saiyan levels of way powerful. Makes me want to have a Parceling. Paraceline? Serena? It's Sailor Moon. Paraceline, yeah, I want to say that's what it is. It's a white sorcery that actually destroys all enchantments on the board and gain a life for each one destroyed this way from Innistrad, I want to say. Hopefully we'll be able to get another mana. Because here's the thing, we would not be able to survive a Bruna hit. So we kind of need everyone to help us take Bruna back down. Especially considering that Bruna just decided to drop extra cards like Unquestioned Authority, Ethereal Armor, maybe some lands. So, there's another land. The Cobra. You could play a lot more cards right now if you had Karametra. Just saying. Okay, another land. Cobra. Karametra has Avengers Zendikar on top. The only real way we get out of this is if the moat gets destroyed. It's like I said, the moat is actually only helping Bruno right now. I'm going to stand by what I said, say it was worth putting up the moat, just because Rune had such big things that they really could have swung at anyone. It's just unfortunate that right now Bruno's the only one that we want to hit. Hey, there's a Wrath of God. I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Oh, that does make 2 sweepers in like 2 rounds. No, 3 rounds, yeah. And now we're back to square one. Unfortunately, time is running out for some of us. Karametra more so than anyone else. There's that Palaka worm. So with that board having been recently cleared, I want to continue to hold on to Akashi in town, so we're probably just going to draw and pass if we have nothing else. I don't want to cast Avacyn just yet because we need more mana to actually be relevant. We can have Bruna. Oh no. Do we actually want to? I think we actually do want to cast Avacyn next turn. Because we're going to need her to protect us from Bruna. There's Rune. Alright then. There's the first non-basic I've seen from Rune that wasn't a fetch land. Alright, so now we've got Disempower. It's not bad yet, but we are going to go ahead and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I actually just remembered that we are at 7 mana. Crazy enough. When the hell did that happen? Kind of past turn. I actually got to play against someone who was running Avacyn last night. Although theirs was an Oops All Fogs deck. With a... It had a win condition. But it was very defensively oriented. And of course, I know how to play against Avacyn, having this played against me so often. Or having other people show me how they deal with Avacyn so often, at least. Though theirs wasn't actually Avacyn, it was Celeva. Ooh, yep, that's her. There's Bruna. So now we have Double Angel. Fortunately, we do have Disempower. That's going to be relevant. Suspension Field. Exile a creature with toughness 3 or greater until Suspension Field leaves the field. Yep. That's fine. Because we have a Disempower. And honestly, considering that we could just see another Wrath, that saves me some trouble. Avacyn is so cool. I mean, I know I was saying earlier that I kind of wished her ability gave protection from a color, and I still do, but that would have made her a lot more like the 8.5 Tails, which is a fantastic card, but she doesn't, give protection color from the players. Avacyn does, and we've seen that Limit Break, threaten to wall people out so often. I just wish we had a better win condition to make use of it. And then, oh, what's going on here? Bruno might be lagging a little bit, or might not realize that she's got Avacyn on her thumb. So come on, what you got? Alright, you know what? We'll do a little time leap. Man, I love time travel. Alright then, so we want to save the Disempower for the end of Rune's turn, let's say. Karametra's running really light on time. She's got less than 6 minutes. I think the Avengers Zendikar is coming down, though. And here's the trick too: is that the disempower has to be able to get rid of the suspension field for just. It's only gonna be able to do it for one turn because it's gonna put him on top of it, of her deck. And I'm gonna F6 through Karametra's turn. Because again, we want to save the disempower for the end of Rune's turn. Of course, now you got all them plants. And think about how many more lands you'd be getting if you had Karametra out. Just think about it. You haven't cast Karametra out even once. There's so much value that's lost on that. There's an Eternal Witness. What's Ewit gonna grab? Maybe getting a Karmic Guide? Karmic Guide would get back the Stone Gargoyle? Potentially an Oracle. No one's gonna get the Oblation. And you would have mana to actually use it too if you had played Karametra earlier. Karametra is one of those cards that you have to just kind of set it. You can just set it and forget it. But she doesn't do anything for you if you don't cast her before you start going into all your creatures. Alright, so Rune's dropping 4, 5, 6. So plant form. Copying the Ewit. Alright, so bounce Ewit, get an Ewit. So it's basically blue clone tokens with Tristani built in, and other cool ETB effects. Rune is going to get back in a Karmic Guide with their Eternal Witness. A Karmic Guide can get back Tristani again. That's actually just kind of crazy. Yep, they're going to go into combat, but they can't attack. Which means disempower. So now we're going to have Avacyn on Bruna's turn. Which means we can go ahead and save anyone from Bruna. The problem is, Bruna's actually trying to end the game. And we kind of want people to end the game. Wait, what? What? Sigh. That is not going to help us. Gosh dang it. She's back in our command zone, isn't she? God, I hate Moto sometimes. Well, Bruna does get blinked out at the end of my turn, so that helps. We're going to have to remember that we can actually we have to change the settings right before something like that happens. It's a pain in the ass, but it's what we got to do if we want to be better players. That's honestly just how it is. Don't like it, but it is. Oh well, nothing you can do. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Bruna's going to end up doing. We're in just kind of a stalemate right now, though. Like, this mode is actually just completely shut down both Rune and Karametra. They have their massive plant army, but they can't get across a moat. Who knew that plants drown? That's right, kids. Plants drown. Oh, there's Bruna again. Decided I should just go ahead and cast her from Rune Exile. Alright then, so now we're going to 4-minute Karametra. This is actually I think this is probably the most work mode has ever done. Granted, we're probably actually dead if mode isn't there. Just straight up. See, now remember, whenever Bruna blocks, she gets her auras too. All these 2/3 plants. Then you get your karmic guide. Are you ever actually going to cast Karametra? You've missed out on so many land triggers. And it's going to get back Rex Sage. Which, how much you want to bet that's actually going to get rid of Moat? It's about time for this game to come to a close anyway. Yep. Rex Sage finally blows up the Moat. And our reverse damage only stops one. It really only stops one big thing. But now the floodgates have been unleashed. Bruna's going to be sent back to Command Zone, which actually stops Bruna from gaining a stupid amount of life. And now, our stunning conclusion. Everything going at Bruna. How much damage is Bruna going to eat from this? 12. 18. It's going to be... Yep, that's 30. Bruna's got 5 life left. Just so many Karametra triggers actually would have made Bruna dead. The value that's lost here by not having Karametra out just kind of hurts to watch. Not to mention Karametra herself would have been just this amazing blocker. Unfortunate, but what can you do? Alright, so there's Rune's Karmic Guide. Okay, what can we get back? Get back's one more creature. That's going to make the elemental 5/5, which means just that will be enough to kill Bruna. Of course, gets back Tristani. Really only has to swing the elemental, too. Runa's coming at me, though. And... interesting. I want to see if I can borrow a rune. Okay, so Rune just smacked me for 4. Hey, you know what, buddy? I didn't like that. But you can make it up to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, Bruna is now dead. Really, this is just to keep Rune. It's probably just to keep Rune off a turn. Oh no, I got the keep Rune. Yay, I have Rune. Okay, so now Rune's on my side. I've got a Library of Lang. Doesn't help out a whole lot. But... and since we're casting Library of Lang, no reason not to throw out a Felden's Cane too. And I would love to throw an Avacyn right now, but she's still no back. So let's go ahead and throw out Cashing Town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Gonna pass turn. Yes, we know. I know we have mana left. Means that our reverse damage is not playable right now. But we do have Rune. Alright, Rune likes to surround himself with citizens of the town. Do I actually want to blank out the Avengers Zendikar? That seems really bad. That seems so bad. In all honesty, Karametra might just swing everything at Rune, because that also gets rid of Rune. That's a lot of light. That's a lot of damage, though. That is a lot of damage. Ah, shoot. I think I honestly have to now. That's really sucky. I actually just have to give Karametra all the plants to keep these plants from just straight up killing us. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything. I don't think there's any creatures in Rune's graveyard that would actually help us out if we wanted to blink out the Karmic Guide, have it come back in. We're probably actually just dead. The only thing left we can do this turn is Felden's Cane. We did use up quite a few spells, though, so I feel pretty good about using that cane. We also need to... Yeah. Yep, it's all coming out of Rune. But Rune's got something up her sleeve. Druid Deliverance. Prevent all combat damage and populate. Meanwhile, I am going to replenish my deck a little bit with some of these spells. Because now I can go ahead and F8 the rest of the turn. Haha, Fog. But now Karametra only has like a minute left. And if this comes down to a fight between me and Rune, I don't like my chances because I'm basically still fighting Karametra. Or not Karametra, Tristani. I'm basically still fighting Tristani. The problem is, though, Karametra gets all those plants now. Gets even more plants. Oh dear God, that's going to be an assload of plants. Way too many plants for Moto to actually keep track of in its one super stack. It's just got 23 plants off of that. That is a lot of freaking plants. Where's Bloodurst? Where's the Bloodurst when I need it? No, the Suture Priest. The Suture Priest would do so much works. Huh. Karametra's going to try and save time by F6ing. Nope, her counter's still going down. Unfortunately, in these 25-minute games, you can't afford to dirtle, which is actually what we're trying to avoid here with these videos. We want to try and avoid dirtling. Plus, having to make fast decisions under a little bit more pressure. Hopefully, that will help us get a little better play-wise. And like I said, I want to keep these videos relatively watchable in like the 2-week span that I put these up. 2 weeks is I think is about the right time to digest. I want to say almost 4 hours of content. So Comrade Guide's coming at me, huh? Yep. We needed Avacyn to be out. If Avacyn was out, we could actually just guard against all these greens. Null Chamber! That doesn't help us out anymore. The best thing I can say is Avacyn for 7 doesn't actually help us, but it's also the only way we win. Otherwise, we actually just die. So yeah, let's go ahead and cast Avacyn. 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, hold on. Cancel that. Cancel that. We're gonna go ahead and put it on upkeep. There we go. This may be the only way we can win. No attacks. Because we have to blink out the Avenger too. Why does it say I can... Oh, right, because the Vivid Creek's out. I was wondering why I would say I can make red and black. Alright then, so they have massive amounts of plants, but the Avenger is not going to supercharge all the plants. Like, holy hell, that's a lot of plants. They've got just under a minute to try and kill both of us. Like, look at all those plants! Look at all those fucking plants! Like, what the actual hell? Yep, there's Karametra. I think it's way too late for her, though. Yeah, they got like 30 seconds left. I think they dirtled just a little too much. They needed that Karametra out so they could actually start accelerating their plans and their plants. 14, 13. Going straight to combats. And I guess there's no reason not to do an attack all, even though those 0-1s are basically going to do 0 damage. Rex Age is coming at me, yep. Oh, Sentinel won't let me! Let's see. Gonna reverse damage. Palaka Worm. Then we're gonna go straight into blocks. Let's see. Block, plant, block, more different plant, block, more different plant, block, even more different plant, block, even more different plant. And hope that I live through this. Because who needs to do math when you have... Who needs math? Alright, so I survived with 15 life. This is the relevant part now. Let's see... Nope. Yep, and we'll F6 through the rest of this. Yeah, Karametra has like 5 seconds left. The real kicker is going to be if I can live through Rune's turn, and I don't think I can. Karametra just scoops. With only 5 seconds left. I actually just think I'm dead from Rune. Yeah, no, I'm actually just dead from Rune now. Especially since Justine just populated end of turn. Yeah, they got 12, 14 points of power. If they don't swing with Tristani, I live with a single life left. Unfortunately, unless I top deck into Wrath of God. Oh! Nope, never mind. I'm dead. Make sure everything's F6th. Oh, dear. 3 Ewits. Out of nowhere. Regrows 3 cards. Oh, nope. Trigger's locked at beginning of step. Bug. That trigger bug. That's the danger of playing with Rune. But we're dead anyway. And that's going to be it for game 1. When someone's... Yeah, I've seen that bug before. When someone just scoops and they have something that's still exiled, it's going to lock the triggers for everyone else. So that was game number 1. Let's go ahead and go into game number 2 after a small break.